Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Enlightened Entrepreneur here in the UK. Today's interview is sponsored by World Outsourcing Solutions, where we specialize in helping business owners with all your outsourcing needs. You can find us at worldoutsourcingsolutions.com. I'm very excited about today's interview because I have a special guest who's been doing marketing for years, ran 3 businesses, sold one of them successfully, and has been a consultant within the marketing industry for a long time, which warranties us to have her on the call. And we have entitled this interview, Business Marketing Consultant, Critical Skills Every Business Owner Needs to Have and Develop. My name is Yokai, and I'm your host today. The lady I have here was actually recommended to me by one of my good friends, Tammy, who's been on the show recently. And because of the relationship there, it's much easier to work with people that, are recommended to you. So I would like to introduce you to Ave. Now, Ave has worked in corporate world as a corporate executive and has learned a lot of marketing tips and a lot of leadership information and leadership training for big companies and international companies like Coca-Cola and many other successful companies. Ave, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm very pleased to be here and to speak to my favorite audience, which is fellow entrepreneurs.
Incredible. Appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule over there in Canada and, to talk with us. And correct me, you just finished your mastermind call with a group of entrepreneurs there.
Yes, we usually start at 7 a.m. Calgary time and go for an hour. And today's topic was, how do you get ready for summer, still have your holidays and come back to and still have clients waiting for you?
Incredible, because that's one of the problems that, we find, like, if you take your foot off the pedal, when you are a solo entrepreneur, everything else stops. So it's better to be prepared before you go away on holiday. That's what you're covering today.
Yes, absolutely. And it's also that we as entrepreneurs, we think we have to be on all the time, 24/7.
Yes.
And instead, what you really need to build for yourself is a pipeline of clients, the clients who will be there coming in, even if you're not working. That's really what you need to build for yourself.
Absolutely. Well, we really appreciate you coming to join us here today and, educate a lot of entrepreneurs in our circle today. So to get us started, Ave, would you tell us a bit about yourself, how you got started in business, and where you are today in your business?
Yes, as you mentioned, Yokai, I used to work for Coca-Cola for quite some time in different marketing roles. And that really helped me understand marketing. And I also learned to love marketing. And I see marketing as a way of connecting people who offer something with people who want something that you offer. And I've always wanted to have my own business. And when I started my first business, I thought that the easiest way for me would be to be a marketing consultant. Right. And that's not really something that I enjoyed, because I went in and I helped people come up with a plan, but then I had no way of making sure that the plan actually got implemented. So, and it doesn't matter how good a plan is, if you don't implement it, it's a crappy plan. Then my second business was actually e-commerce, which is still marketing. I am not technically minded. I am minded, but I don't code. So there was with 2 other people who are very technical. And that was a successful business, and we sold it to a competitor. They made an offer I couldn't refuse. But when I started this business of mine, which is really coaching entrepreneurs to find new clients and also to become the leader they need to be to successfully run their own business, that's when I really got to put together the possibility of working with the whole person. As entrepreneurs, we cannot really separate that, okay, this is my work life and this is my private life. You are in it 100%. You are. And that is what I really enjoy seeing, is how people blossom as entrepreneurs when they are marching towards their dreams, and how that is the greatest fulfillment for me, that I see the success of my clients. So now I'm really, really happy doing what I do.
Incredible. You mentioned to me earlier on about your passion to help entrepreneurs. That marketing is something very important, something they do not need to shy away from. Talk to us a bit about that.
Absolutely. There is a lot of misconceptions about marketing out there. What I've seen most often is that people assume that they need to be a certain type of person, that, oh, I'm an introvert, I cannot do marketing. You need to be an extrovert for that. Or in order to be successful at marketing, I need to be really pushy and I need to sell everything that I have. And that's not true. Actually, there are very few people that are good with pushy sales. And that's a certain type of personality for whom it works. Whereas if you're not that type of person, you're an introvert and you actually like having conversations with people, pushy sales is the last thing you should do. And the reason being is people see through you. They see you trying to be somebody else, and they don't know what's wrong with you and why are you behaving this way. And what happens, people end up not trusting you.
You send out these signals that go away from me, go away from me.
Yeah, pretty much, because you're doing something you hate doing. And if you're doing something you hate doing, people are repelled instead of being attracted to you.
That's an incredible point. What would you suggest to somebody who's getting started, when it comes to marketing?
When it comes to marketing, usually the first thing to do is to figure out who is your ideal client. That is the most important thing. And I'm talking about ideal client and not just any client. So getting really clear who you love working with, who would most appreciate your services for exactly the reason you are who you are, and find out all about your ideal clients and do some market research. Go talk to people. Find out what their hobbies are, what their interests are. Why are they really buying from you? If they, because we can sell all kinds of things, but usually there is a deeper reason why people buy something. Even a good example of Coca-Cola. People don't buy Coca-Cola because they want a sugary brown drink.
Yes.
People buy Coca-Cola because they want to be part of something and they want to be refreshed, which is a very different reason than, oh yes, I'm going to clunk a whole lot of sugar down my throat right now. And very often when marketing ourselves, we list the top 10 reasons why to buy from us. And actually, you're talking to the head instead of the heart. But you really need to speak to the heart of the person.
Incredible. You've been doing this for a long time. How do you really get to identify those key areas, really speaking to the emotional person or to the emotional part of people in your market? What do you do?
My ideal client is an entrepreneur who is going through changes in their business. They are wanting to grow their business, go to the next stage, and they know they cannot be the same person they were before. They cannot, if you start your business being the only employee and then you start hiring people, you cannot be chief of everything anymore. You actually have to learn the skills of the CEO. So how I find out about my ideal clients is by having these conversations with people. What is it that really drives you? What do you want to be in 6 months from now? Where do you want to be? And what are the challenges that are preventing you from getting there? And that gives me the information to understand whether they are a good client for me. Can I actually help them? And also for them to see, to provide them clarity if I'm the right person to work with. Because people have lots of choices out there. And I'm not the right person for everyone, that's for sure.
Absolutely. You mentioned something very important, there about you may not be the right person for them and they may not be the right person for you. How do you get a person to be at that place where they tell you all these things? Describe the process to our audience for a moment.
Usually you have to have interest first. And I market myself, I go to networking events, so it's sort of just showing up and talking what I do, talking about what I do to people who are interested, not just broadcasting to everyone. Unless I've been asked to present, which I also do. I do a lot of presenting, which is a way of showcasing of who I am and what I do. And in addition, I'm active online. So I post articles, some of them written by me, some of them written by other people that speak to my ideal client. And that's where the first interest comes from. People learn to